History. The design was assigned to architects Juan O'Gorman, Gustavo Saavedra, and Juan Martínez de Velasco, who later incorporated Juan Iñiguez, Rafael Carrasco Puente, and José María Luján as project advisors. The construction of the building began in 1950, was carried out in a total area of 16,000 square meters destined to be the National Library and the Biblioteca. Nevertheless, this ended up being only the central library of the university city.
Space. Located in the rocky terrain of Pedregal de San Ángel, the Central Library has a total area of 16,000 square meters. Initially, the National Hemeroteca will be included in the building. The space is calculated to store 1 million volumes. Shape. Built by Juan O'Gorman, this building reflects the principles of the Autonomous University of Mexico in architecture, sculpture, and painting. Following the functionalist trend, the architect seeks total symmetry in both interior and exterior, economy in materials and distributions, and characteristic free plant. Light. The light played an important role in the library because it had to be a place that protected the volumes of the solar rays while remaining luminous. Color. The modulated stained glass solved this problem, allowing the entrance of light, staining the ground floor of yellow and brown colors with an interesting set of shadows. This technique had previously been experienced by the architect in a house. Each stone was cut by hand. Machine shredding was economically impossible.
El mural. The result of a blind box with a considerable height opened the opportunity to Juan O'Gorman to propose a facade in 4 views that could represent a truly representative work. This box being a great canvas, O'Gorman proposed a mural with colored stones in which the functional and the public could contrast with the playful, intangible, and the soul of the university, with the Mexican identity. In a hard work with Rivera, O'Gorman discovers in the Nahuacalli the properties of the volcanic stone. It's easy to be painted, its resistance, but mainly its contextual meaning, reason why it designs like the best material for the execution of the mural. The mural is divided in 4 facades. The north wall is the pre-Hispanic past. This part of the mural corresponds to the pre-Hispanic period and the Mexica culture. Here, the duality of life and death is brought into play. In the south wall is the colonial past. This area addresses Western culture and the dual character of the Spanish domination and the colonial times, the pious and spiritual aspect against the violent conquest by the arms. The east wall is the contemporary world. Here, we repeat the confrontation of elements on both sides of the central axis, this time putting in play the tradition-progress duality referred to the 2 aspects of Mexico's social progress, the city and the countryside. West wall is the university and the current Mexico. In this wall, the artist shaped his ideas about what should be the national university and culture. He saw a definitive synthesis of the national culture. Here, the theme to be developed was science and technology, as well as the role that university students should play in the face of Mexican society. Sound. It has a fountain on the north door of the building. The wall of this fountain, made of volcanic stone, has a representation of the face of Tlaloc, flanked as in the upper top by 2 open hands. creating a sound of tranquility that goes hand with the purpose of the building. Scale. From its conception, the project structured a program of 10 district levels with documents and collection and a ground floor to serve the public. Where space designed for 1 million volumes, the original project was organized in periodic sections, reserve, loan, and a consultation. The latter, together with the reading rooms, were projected onto the main floor, a particular basement that divided the public area from the restricted access of the tower. The ground floor extends a basement surrounded by different unevenness caused by the topography of the site and elements that are integrated into the esplanade of the meeting area of the university complex. The public tour of this space has the objective of hosting the reading rooms and reference books, so it should be an area that will protect the bibliographic collection of the solar rays, but at the same time it was perceived as a wide, comfortable space, bright and functional. Proportion. The building resolved in a new system of cimbrado for the slabs looks for the total symmetry with cubic forms in the mezzanines, apparent columns, and free facades. The private collection plans which developed the tower were projected in plans very well reserved in circulations, natural ventilation, and illumination, even when the tower was contemplated as a completely blind element. The horizontal body appears against the unevenness of the terrain, and its facades alternate the visible bands of the structure of volcanic stone, extracted from the same soil of the Pedregal. The space is occupied by stained glass to finish with large surface of amber translucent onyx.